Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Shema, Yasharala, Yahweh, Allah Haganawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shema, Yasharala, Yahweh, Allah Haganawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shema, Yasharala, Yahweh, Allah Haganawa, Yahweh, Achad. All right. All right. I want to First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, I want to start off going into, putting it all into the hands of Yahweh. And I entitled this live stream various topics because, this is one of the lessons that I wanted to do. But then I started watching videos from the group chat, and I see that, Jake getting into it with Ishmael, all right, or Ishmael, all right. Jake, and we got to go over certain protocols, man, all right, because we're not in the time. First of all, it's not 2008, and I didn't see the video of who provoked who. I think that Jake provoked somebody or whatever. But hey, man, you don't have to call out everybody, all right, that walk past you. You have to remember the decisions you make as a leader affects your account, man. All right, and we had jakes like that in our account, or we had issues like that in our account, where you got to read the spirit. Of course, you say Esau the devil or whatever, but at certain days you don't even say that because you got to check the temperature of the crowd, man. If it's a drunken day where everybody's out drunk and everybody's on some hoorah shit, you gotta tone it down because you're gonna provoke them. You're gonna provoke them and they get into a confrontation. Now you got all these different things that plays out after that provocation. All right, things that you can't afford to really go through that process. Most brothers gotta be at work Monday. All right, so one thing that I wanted to get into, those on my spirit, man, especially with leaders of the camp. All right, take heed that we're going to be on TV soon. So we're not in the time of picking out people, man. Or this is another thing that happens, like you'll wait to particular people walk by the camp. I say in our camp, just don't call out. We're not in that time to give them ammunition to make us look bad. We're not in the time to give them, hey, the scripture says cry loud, spare not, right? But it also says what? Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Trust me, the time of persecution is going to come. All right? And you got to question your motive behind something. If you know there's going to be some protest, mass gathering, that may not be the time that you want to go to a particular spot. And if it is, you got to ask yourself, what's your motive behind it? And this is just to be wise, bro. And it's good to be zealous and passionate because you don't want to be a zombie out there. You don't want to be a I want to go home type Jake. Like, I don't really want to be here. I'd much rather be with my woman or eating food right now. Now, it's good to have that fire and that zeal, all right? But at the same time, you got to be wise because you want to be able to go home and do this again next week. And you don't want to force the course, all right, of the process of Yahweh, man. All right. That reminds me of an account in the book of Maccabees where for vain glory, a particular Jake went to go, he was in battle, and forgive me because I'm roughly going over the event. But basically a Jake got crushed by the foot of an elephant because he tried to get him a kill that's going to get him some glory. You see? We don't want to be spiritually the Jakes to get crushed by the foot of this elephant, man. All right, you force the course, you force the hand, man. It's chess, man, not checkers. Okay, so we have to be careful not to feel obligated to call people out. All right, when it's not time to call them out, man. 2008 was very. That was 2008, 2007, 2009. 2010. But now it's more, we're edifying within the circle that we're in when we're teaching, because we got the camera in front of us, and we're really teaching those who are on a live stream listening. Okay, so that is admonition. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. So we see how the world is changing before us, and we have to adjust to those changes, because you don't want to make a wrong decision, or Jake in your camp out here calling out Ishmael or even Esau. Like, we're not in that time to just pick out people, man, or take your weekly anger out on individuals when really they could be used against you now. And when it's used against you, how are you going to counter that? You have no answer. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. And shalom to you brothers and sisters who are tuning into this live stream. All right, and we pray that Yahweh Shema Shai, he shields us, man. This is for Zion. This is for Zion, man. All right, but we're crusading. All right, we're crusading to Zion. We're crusading on a journey to get to Zion, an odyssey, and we have to know how to move in rough terrain. There's a way you move in this particular terrain. There's a way to move in another type of terrain. All right. There's a way to move in enemy's territory, and there's a way to move when you're not in enemy's territory. But right now we're in enemy's territory. So there's a way that you move. And when you're in enemy's territory and you're within his territory, you have to use a Trojan horse strategy, where you enter into his territory into a Trojan horse. The Trojan horses, we've been raised as law-abiding citizens. We go to work every day doing our thing. The only method that we're using is edification. All right? And sometimes, in all honesty, shit happens. And shit pop off, man. We'll get provoked. But the best that we can, we gotta have a snake spirit. A snake spirit in the sense that we slither our ass up out of there, man. Right, blend in with the environment like a serpent. As it says in the scripture, what? Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. All right? In this society, we gotta play victim, man. Hell, file a lawsuit. Something happens, you gotta defend yourself, but still file a lawsuit, man. But because we can't, we already know what narrative they're going to use against us. But that's another thing too. This truth is not set up for you to take out your weekly anger, all right, on the highways and the byways, man. All right, it's not set up to take out your weekly anger, things you are harboring, all right, things you will harbor, all right, throughout the week, and you take it out. It might give you that edge. It'll give you that edge. But it's not for that, though. You got into it, woman. Now the topic is Eve on the highways and the byways. Or even worse, you'll wait till Eve to get out there to start talking about. But really it's rooted in your personal problems. No. And all things edify, not vent. But then again, you have your own platform where you can vent. I know brothers got videos where they call it like vent, something to that effect. So like I get the title messed up. But it's different on your videos. Even when you're venting, you gotta edify. Reference the scriptures. But we have to make sure that we're in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Shai. We're in the spirit to edify and not to take our frustrations out. Because you had brothers that it was pretty much obvious that they had domestic problems and they was taking it out at camp. That way the Eve come up to the camp. Now the topic is black women, like, it's one thing to be in the spirit and you just be in the spirit, but it's another thing really you on some indirect whole shit, really, man. That's really, you know what I mean? Because even if Eve came out to listen, what we gonna say? Eve come out to listen, she the one that came out to listen. Why would you condemn? You know what I mean? Why would you condemn the person that came out to listen? You could give her, especially she just sitting there listening, But even with Esau now, let them pass by. There's a time where it's like, okay, Jake's scary. Jake, see, Edomite don't say nothing. But then there's a time when you probably shouldn't say nothing, because it'll be a bad look on us now. Because they could take that, add ammunition, like, see, you know? We're still gonna do that anyway, but you don't want to fan that fire, you know? If that makes sense, you know? And that's our job as leaders, to discern the temperature of the camp, to adjust the temperature of the camp, so to speak. Meaning, you know, brother got to tone it down, or brothers got to speak up. You know, we got to judge matter, have to judge the situation. Because at the end of the day, you want everybody to go home out the camp. We've been in brawls, man. 2009 St. Patty's Day parade, man. We've been in a fucking brawl, man. All right, and we caused our own sufferings. I do feel that we was baptized by Yahweh Shai, chastised, but we being bold as lions, hey, walking like this to a big ass parade, bunch of drunk Edomites, and we having the spirit. Don't you know you the devil? Don't you know you the devil? Woo woo. And one of them, they got a little close, and we got defensive, and it popped off. Brothers went to jail. Some brothers, police picked us up and made us walk 3 hours to our house. It took a couple of years to clear every brother out the system. Literally, we lost the signs, we lost our books, all those things. You can look back and kind of laugh over it. We learned from it too. Don't inconvenience yourself over being bold, man. Don't inconvenience yourself. All right. Don't cause your own suffering. Don't inconvenience yourself, man. All right, go not in a way where thou mayest fall. Go not in a way where thou mayest fall. So don't put yourself in a situation that's gonna put you in a state that's gonna set you back. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna set yourself back, man. Sometimes things happen. It also says, go not in a way with a bold fellow. All right. See, we're not here to be carnally bold. So your camp leader should not be someone that's gonna put the camp at jeopardy, because he got a point to prove, man. All right, you know. And the elder apostles at Great Millstone, I think they do a good job, and you know, I learned from it. We ain't got nothing to prove, because we all grew up. Most of us grew up in the hood, in the public schools. So you ain't nobody finna bully you, bitch you, none of that. So the thought of somebody making us move to another location, it could fuck your flesh up, man. All right, I'm giving them a win, but in the spirit, shit, let them have it. All right, and this is not our show, man. This is Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua show. All right, we got protocols to follow. All right. All thing I gotta say for you tough guys, man, do that with Esau, man. Y'all niggas weird, man. Jake quick the whole, you know, emasculate another Jake. Jake quick to disrespect another Israelite, whether you a nigga or a nigga-like. Y'all quick to do that. You know what I mean? Y'all quick to doing that hoorah shit with your own people, man. Disrespect the Jake, holler at his woman, whatever, man. You know? But y'all niggas tamed it with Esau, man. Y'all niggas are tame, man. You know? That's why I don't mind being projecting myself as being humble. Like, we ain't got nothing to prove. The fact that I'm a Jake with a beard and I got a bravado walk, you know, people already look at me like, man, what type of shit so I'm not here to project myself as a tough guy, because the world already looking at me like, oh, he must be criminal. He must be, you know, on some bullshit. He must be on some bullshit, man. Like, nah, man. You know? You know, Jake still want to be, Jake still model themselves out the street niggas. You know, the scripture said we're supposed to be born as a new creature. We're supposed to be born a new creature. But Jake still are infatuated with them street nigga archetypes. That really they should have done away with those archetypes. Those Tyrone archetypes, them real nigga archetypes, man. All right? But that's something I want to address. Now just be careful. Be considerate when you go out on the highways and the byways, man. All right, be considerate when you go out on the highways and the byways. If there's a protest going on, man, don't just ignore it. Just stay in your circle. Don't. We're not here to call them out, man. Just stay in the circle of edification. All right. Just stay in a circle of edification, man. All right. Because every action leads to a reaction. Now you got to deal with the inconvenience of a brother going to jail, brother got maced by the police. You know, the aftermath of something is not worth the temptation of the flesh, man. All right. Like I said, sometimes you got to defend yourself. Sometimes you provoke, man. But don't you got to be careful when you edify, man. You know, control your anger. That's having rule over your spirit, man. You know, and all things edify. All right, but the point is, all right, man. Hey, don't go in a way where you may fall, man. Remember, we gotta be at work Monday. You gotta drive back home. For everybody to get arrested, who gonna drive home? What happened with our cars? It is so many different things play out that works against you. Bail money, lawyer money, so many different things play out, man. You know? Something that's what I wanted to get into as we shift to a different topic is that it's all in the hands of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Everything we go through, we can't get distracted in it, man. Everything we go through, we can't get distracted in it. Everything we go through is already handcrafted by, it's been handcrafted by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right? For us to go through it. For our purification, all right, for our integrity test, as part of our walk. The Most High has already paved our journey. So it's an obstacle course that he engineered. Every brother has his own obstacle course that's been engineered by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we have to learn to have faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that he's going to give us everything we need. We're not necessarily here to get everything we want, but he's definitely going to give us everything we need. All right, it tells you, seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. All right, the Most High is not like a record label where they get an album, they take you out the hood, get some albums out of you, put you on tour, and drop you back off in the projects. They did New Edition, all right, or use you for that purpose. Then when your purpose is over with, they discard you. All right, that means they discard you, man. All right. So long story short, the Most High is not like that. We do the works for the Most High. He takes care of us, man. You got a baby on the way, and the Most High take care of you. You know, you got to be in survival mode. Got bills to do, but at the same time, you got to work. Some brothers don't want to work because they already feel like, well, I'm gonna get taxed, child support. They still got to work. You know, that's what they call a gig on the side. You know, this kingdom sucks, man. But the Most High takes care of his men. All right. Give me 1 second, Hakim. Delete some messages right quick. Got some uninvited guests here. You know, got some uninvited guests. You know, this live stream like a room. It's like a room, but you know, if you got some filthy idols in the room, you got to get rid of the fucking filthy idols, man. But the point is, the Most High give you the things you need, man. Once again, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. Oh, that's something else I wanted to get into. We're going to be like Emirates, all right, in the kingdom, man. All right, we're going to be very important in the kingdom. Brother have a chariot. As a brother had in the group chat with a chariot hovering over a mansion. They put me in a certain spirit, man. All right, we're going to be very important in the kingdom. And in this society, it's as though we're not important, man. And it says in the scripture, I know thou works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. But in the kingdom of heaven, We're going to be dignities, man. All right? Dignitaries. All right? We're going to be very important, man. And we're going to be a part of the council that part of the men is going to be with Yahushua, that's going to have counsel on how we're going to shift the kingdom, how we're going to rule the kingdom, rule his kingdom. All right? How we're going to rule in righteousness, man. We're going to have very important positions, but I want to go back to the last topic, all right, is put it all in the hands of Yahweh, man. If somebody did you wrong, sometimes Satan will put memories from before you came into the truth of how somebody might have betrayed you or did you wrong, and that memory plays into your mind and hunts your mind. You have all these negative carnal thoughts towards that, or maybe it happened in the truth. You got all these crazy thoughts, and those crazy thoughts take you out of the spirit, man. All right, those crazy thoughts take you out of the spirit. All right, to the point where you're not reading, you're not doing nothing, man, or you're in survival mode for whatever reason, and you're not even focused on the word. But the Most High has this thing set up where you just gotta trust him. You gotta trust that he's gonna vindicate you. You gotta trust that he's gonna take care of you, even when things that are small and minute. But things that are small and minute will pick you apart over a period of time, man. It'll slowly wear you down, as opposed to a headshot. Them body shots will slowly wear you down. So those little worries that you have, those little stresses, they'll slowly weigh you down, brothers and sisters. All right, but we have to remember that Yahweh Bahashim Hashai will take care of all of our needs. You see, all of our needs is already in the hand. We got to put things in the hands of Yahweh Bahashim Hashai, and we have to learn how to be content, man. You know, we have to learn to be content with food and raiment. Therefore, let us be content. I think it's very powerful to be a man or a sister that can live with the basics, that can live with simplicity. I think it's very noble on this side, at least, all right, to live frugally. You know, I've been forcing myself to cook more. I got me a processor, man. I made some hummus for the first time. I finally got that processor. And I made some hummus, man, just investing in staple foods. And that's some good ass hummus. It was a rookie try, but it was some good hummus, brothers. And I had got some beans. The other day I got like some chili beans from a company called Amy Soup. And I had the hummus with the beans, and I had like the tortilla chips with it, and it was really good. And I'm saying it to say I basically made a meal out of staple food. You know, an Instant Pot is a good investment, because things that'll take you overnight to cook or 8 hours to cook, you do it in like 20 minutes. All right, staple foods. The way you save money with food is by staples. You know, beans, wild rice, cooking in like 20 minutes. You gotta think, most of us like fast food, right? But a lot of times, or not, I'm not gonna even say fast food, because I know brothers ain't really eating fast food like that. But let's just say a drive-through window, or you might order something and then you come pick it up. Well, it might take 20 minutes for you to go to a restaurant and order some food to go. It might take 20, 30 minutes to order some takeout. Well, it really takes about 20, 30 minutes to cook. You know? Then sometimes you have a delayed line, or they get your order wrong. So going back to the way we should live in this truth, and I know I'm going in different directions, but going back to the way we should live in this truth, simplicity is powerful, man. Most days of the week, you could cook, you can make smoothies, you know. Cereal is basically a meal, you know. There's a lot of power in minimalism. You know, listening to the apostles, watching certain minimalist videos, you know, there's a lot of power in minimalism. There's a lot of power. It's easy to manage simplicity, man. And you realize there's certain problems you have, especially as financial, because in Babylon, in Babylon, I'm just reading the comment. In Babylon, it's easy to be spontaneous, and it's easy to be impulsive. and react off stimuli, things that spark you. Then you want to spend money here, spend money there, spend money here. And I notice that's a trait with children, or let's say teenagers per se, and also women. All right, a lot of women, they always on Amazon Prime. There's always a package in front of the door, man. But as men, we have to be more conservative. You know, as men, all right, we have to be more conservative. Put user timeout. Remove. 1 second. Let me get this nigga in timeout right quick. Put user timeout. User. I gotta copy some moderators, man. All right, but once again, one thing I noticed, a trait of a man is being more conservative in their spending, more restrictive. You know, having financial restrictions, all right, or just being restrictive in general, man. And we're not all carbon copies of each other. Brothers have different spirits. Sisters have different spirits from each other, you know. But at the same time, that is a good trait to have. It's just being restrictive, being more reserved. These are masculine traits. See, we're learning manhood in Babylon, man. All right, being a mystery. But going back to how you live, man, just being a minimalist and buying staples and making meals off of staples. And sometimes your day-to-day might be too inconvenient for you to cook. Because sometimes preparing food can take hours, and that could be a waste of time depending on what you got going on. But it's in general, you know, having staples already in your cabinet like beans and rice, all right? That's very beneficial. All right, having a minimalist life, man. Because I've learned that convenience is addictive. You know, the convenience of buying food, buying food. That can be an addiction. All right? That can be an addiction, man. All right, but you know, these are ways that we could live in Babylon, man. All right, which that's why we have gender roles, man, because really the house chef is usually the woman. But then again, as we know, you got brothers, they do their thing in the kitchen, but part of, you know, if we got rid of the fast food economy, all right, the woman was the food economy, all right? Her domain in part was the kitchen. So a woman's supposed to have a collection of recipes that she's whipping up for the family every day, all right? You have to remember, the domestic arena, the domestic world is the woman's arena, man. Okay? The domestic arena, the domestic world, man. So really, her gender, all right, was the solution when it came to food and preparation. And it's a skill. It's a skill to take staples and make recipes. It's a skill to take flour and make bread. Because when you buy things in a staple form, all right, you can make so many recipes from it. But it's a skill. Because in this feminist world, in this gynocracy, the role of a woman is downplayed, it's devalued, like it's something that's suppressed, regressive. No, a woman can flourish in that kitchen, man. Once again, it's a skill to take staple foods and, you know, flour and beans and rice and corn, and make recipes, man. You got your lamb, you got all different things. Basically, those staples, though. That's a skill. You see? That's a skill. So the restaurant was really a woman. Then the word restaurant goes back to what word? Restore. The word restaurant goes back to the word what? Restore. So showing you that the woman was what? A place where you repose or rest. All right, in part because of her cooking. All right. It tells you in Sirach that the woman is a help like unto himself, a pillar of rest. So you restore through rest, but part of that process is also cooking. All right, because you get home, there's food prepared for you. Then they you know, then they give you that solace or that comfort. But she's the restaurant. The kitchen is your restaurant. That's how you go into a restaurant. They got like a bunch of food in the freezer. They got food stocked up. Well, that's your kitchen cabinet. That's your pantry. The restaurant is really your kitchen. You know. But also, because we might not look at it this way, but your house, your apartment is really a country. It's a business. It's a corporation in a sense. And it being like a country in the sense that you have to manage the affairs in the house. You have to manage the money that's in the house. You have to have a budget, have a plan per se. You know, it might not be tit for tat, but you know what I mean. So she's in charge of that culinary aspect, generally speaking. You might be a brother that do most of the cooking. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's y'all thing. You know, cooking is therapeutic for me. You know, light an instant, play a little music, wash the dishes, and you cook. I ain't saying I'm Anthony Bourdain or it's like some of you brothers on this comment board, but I do alright. You know. Plus the way I eat more plant-based. I am plant-based, so I'm forced to really cook because in this environment, it's hard to go to a vegan joint. You know. It's hard to go to a vegan joint. They just shut. I believe one restaurant just shut down. I could be wrong. When I went Friday, they were closed. But the point is, you could build. You nourish your family off staples, man. Because you got to make a decision. You got to say, look, you can take these staples and store them on staples and cook them and make real good recipes, or you could take $20 and feed your family with churches. It might seem more feasible to feed your family with churches, but you hurt them in the long run. Whereas you could take $20 worth of rice, beans, flour, seasonings. You could do your thing, you know, or just buy it in bulk over time, and you would just always have it, you know. But hey, I know I went in different directions, but that's why I did name this live stream various topics. You see? All right, let's go, bro. The water. Sirach 36:24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, a pillar of rest. All right, restaurant goes back to restore. But really the restaurant is in your woman. You know, a brother might go to a spa, right? A brother might get a massage. These services that we go through in Babylon, that masseuse is really supposed to be your woman, or your woman is really supposed to be that masseuse. It's supposed to be in her gender role. All right. Like, what's her name? Mary Magdalene, and she washing Howard Shaw's feet. Let me see. The brother made a point. Shalom, I do delivery, and I always see men complain about their wives spending money online. Facts. It's an addiction, brother. I got a rib too, brother. It's an addiction. Showing you the polarities in the masculine and the feminine. Men are more conservative with their spending, and women are more liberal. You know, men are more conservative with their spending. All right. And men are more liberal. Men are more conservative with their spending. Even when it comes to politics per se. Men are more, usually the conservatives are men and the liberals are women. But usually when it comes to spending, men are more conservative and women are more liberal. I guess it's because they're not spending their own money. Sometimes they're spending the husband's money. But even if the woman's making her own money, they still they shop. You remember that part on Nutty Professor where Dave Chappelle played the character Reggie? Women be shopping. Yeah, that's real. Now I'm a grown man. I see it. They be online shopping. But yeah, let me get this scripture. Sirach 36:24. He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. A pillar of rest. Because a pillar supports. All right? And in the Good News translation, all right, where it tells you how basically a woman that supports a man, it makes his bones fat. In a Good News translation, it actually goes into a woman who cooks for her man, makes his bones fat. And that would be an interesting translation because myself, I know brothers that were skinny when I saw them. Like, you'll travel to different camps, brothers that were skinny, you know, real lean, but they get that rib that be cooking. Brother pick on an easy 20 pounds, 30, 40 pounds, just because he got a rib to cook, you know? So if you, because I think about certain things that the kingdom is not going to have. I watch certain videos that talk about fast food economies and how we should move to a slow food economy, which I know we're not going to do that here. But then you might think like, dang, if they get rid of all fast food chains, like, how would that affect us? But you got to think, the solution was in your woman's gender role. All right. That's like if they said, well, women should go back, women should women all lose their jobs, right? Kind of extreme, but just think. So a woman might think, damn, how do I feed myself? Well, your husband role was the solution. He's the provider. All right. The problem was solved in your gender, and you put that together, that created a nation. You see? But you study countries like third world countries where women are all together, grouped up in a circle. All right, they're making bread, cakes, they're churning butter. Part of that womanhood was, you know, them taking the staples that grew from the ground, are to make cakes and butter and pies. You sit amongst the Amish. You see, your nation was in your gender role. Our men, they learned skills. They learned how to farm, learn how to fish. They learned carpentry. They learned real skills after the 8th grade, man. Real skill after the 8th grade, they went into apprenticeship. All right. But, you know, that's pretty much the point. Is that, you know, for one, we put all things into the hands of Yahweh Bahasham Shai. 2, be circumspect when you're teaching, man. You don't have nothing to prove to individuals or nothing to prove as a camp or as Israelites to these people, because we're not in that time. All right, don't be calling out individuals right now. All right, just keep it general. And I personally don't think you should say things in third person that matches that person in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you still saying in third person. You gotta be careful with that. You know what I mean? But if they come up to the camp, then we no respect the person in judgment, and we tell them their destiny or their demise according to the scripture. All right, because Esau and women, so-called black women, they're masters at trapping you through your stereotype. So we're already looked at as the belligerent radical guys. So we could easily be ensnared through our stereotype, you know? But like I said, that's pretty much the point. Like, the water for tuning in, the water for participating. I do hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahashar Kakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, Kam Yashala, Shalom.